Hello there, I'm Dan Alasso, and this is Making History. And I'm coming to you today because I'm making some changes. I signed up for YouTube Premium today. I'll get a free month, and then it's going to cost me about $139 a year. And this is a lot of money, and I really resisted paying it for quite a long time. I tend, honestly, to think of Google as kind of the evil empire. And I certainly think that they have been extremely obnoxious in making YouTube just hellish to use for free if you don't happen to be sitting right at your computer or doing nothing but sitting still and staring into your phone. This is similar, I guess, to the ways that other big monopoly type corporations like Apple have been degrading my battery time in order to try to get me to upgrade to the next version of the iPhone. I resent that, and I try to resist it as long as possible. But I've been traveling a lot between my home in the Twin Cities and up north where my kids live this summer. And it's about 4 hours by car. So that creates a lot of time each week, since I spend part of each week up there, during which I can listen to audiobooks or podcasts. And I've also been trying to walk several miles and also bike several miles each day. So that adds up to even more opportunities. Problem is, if I'm listening to anything on YouTube, commercials tend to interrupt the content every couple of minutes. It's possible to bypass them, most of them at least, after 5 seconds or so in most cases, but that means that I have to tap that small skip button on the phone screen. And that can be a little bit dangerous when I'm driving, and it can be a big hassle when I have to continually take the phone out of my pocket while I'm walking. YouTube videos also, of course, need to be playing kind of in the foreground in the standard viewing experience. So it's really easy to accidentally navigate away from the content that I'm trying to watch or listen to. And it's also difficult to kind of safely put the phone into my pocket without changing the channel. Premium mode actually allows you to turn off the phone and stash it away, and the content will continue running. In fact, I'm pretty sure a whole playlist will continue to run. So that means that I will be able to store things that will show up on my feed in a watch later playlist, for example, and then just play them all in sequence. And I'll even be able to download the videos and play them offline. And that will be helpful if I'm flying or while I'm driving in areas with poor broadband service. There's a stretch of about 50 miles with just horrible reception on my drive up north. I can get phone calls, but I really can't get any LTE service. So I often have to switch to listening to music there because YouTube just can't keep up. So as I mentioned, I resisted this really for quite a while, but it has just become too frustrating. And there are some channels on YouTube that I enjoy listening to, with content that it would be much less convenient for me to go and find directly. And I've also begun thinking that it's probably time that I should get back on YouTube myself. I worked kind of hard a couple years ago trying to get enough subscribers and enough views to become monetized. And I finally achieved it, but I never really earned a lot of money. Probably enough, though, to pay for this premium annual subscription. But now, as I'm continuing to ponder how to reach a wider audience with my history content, I'm considering going back onto YouTube again. I've been inspired recently by people like Milo Rossi, the archaeologist who goes by Mini Minuteman and spends a lot of time debunking pseudo-archaeology, and then Lindsay Nicole, who does kind of paleobiology. And they each seem to have created a business model that works well for each of them. So I'm going to try to figure something out for myself this summer. So stay tuned. You're probably going to begin to see videos from me on YouTube, as well as on Substack, where I've also been for several years. I'm not 100% sure what this is going to look like. If I go by the Milo model, I may end up responding to or critiquing or debunking pseudo-history. That type of thing does seem to generate a lot of interest and a lot of views, and maybe that will give me an opportunity to bring people in who will be interested in my original historical content, if I can produce that at a level where it's high quality and interesting. So that's going to be my project really for the balance of this summer. And I'm looking forward to working on that and seeing how it goes. So I hope you found that a little bit interesting. Stay tuned to this channel or subscribe to this channel on YouTube if you're curious about that and you want to see some history content or some history debunking. And I will hopefully see you again very soon. Ciao.